Alright everyone, and welcome back. This is a mod overview video. Talk about the last time we did one of these. I couldn't even tell you. So, it's a Stryfe. Now, these are not really that big in the hobby anymore, unless you are converting them to half, or you are getting the new Stryfe X Pro. Pro X? Not sure. So, and I do want one of those one day, but sometimes these are really fun just to mess with because they take our old school ammunition. Now, this was pretty interesting. So, this is one of the blasters that I built a while ago, but while I was in this location. So, kind of like a return to concept? However you really want to think about it. So, again, we've talked about these stocks. They're amazing. And we all agree they're the perfect length for most applications. But, Stryfe time. So, this was a tan vinyl die, topped with a blue Duplicolor top coat. And then it was a gloss clear coat. And then, of course, there is silver detailing here. And I did the Nerf logo in its original colors. And then Stryfe is in kind of like a bronze with some silver accents. The detailing end on the grill down here, as well as bolts. And then everything is the same on this side. So, normally I don't paint jam doors, and this is why. Because you get paint chipping. And down here, just from basic use. This will eventually have a full top rail, so that's kind of why that's chipped. I did have one on here, but that's on another project now. And of course, I have 3D printed switches and triggers, and that is done with that guy right there. And then of course, this just has the front paneling. No actual rail on here just yet. Don't mind that. So, this has a 3D printed magwell. I've used these before on my channel. My COVID Stryfe, the green one, if anyone remembers that, that had one of these on here. It's just friction fit, and you can just pull it right off with very minimal damage to paint. Just some lines where it actually rubs, and they snap right back on. So I really do love these magwells, and for all my builds, I might use them unless I can find some different kind of style, because they do have some nice lines and some nice detailing, and they are nice when you sand them down. But the print files, even on my highest quality with my nicest purple PLA, it kind of leads to it just feeling a little rough. So it does take a little bit of sanding to get that done. Now, internals. Remove our mag, pop our jam door. We have a green 3D printed flywheel cage. Now that is a 43 or 42. I don't quite remember specs on it, but I do know I have the clear serrated flywheels, and as far as motors go, man, I couldn't even tell you at this point. But the FPS will speak for itself. So this was all really fun, and of course, I did 3D print my own battery door. Kind of just looks like the worker one, and I'm honestly fine with that. Doesn't really bother me too much. But this is when I had my former printer, which was just an Ender 3 Pro, and I had a little bit of heat traveling up to the print, making it just a slightly deformed, but this one no longer does that. So we're going to load up a battery here, and this is made for the 850 2S. And of course, because I had such a crazy color for my flywheel cage, and there's a weird color for my my switch plate, I went with pink for the battery cover from the inside, just to keep the wires out of the way of the trigger mechanism. So we're going to plug this bad boy in. Got her right here. All right, we got our wires tucked in. Sounding pretty good. And we have 2 darts in this mag. So let's get some FPS readings. Now, this is really nice with blasters that have front barrel attachment points that are accessible. And the X-Core-Tech chronograph, they slide into each other. So you're never worried about finding center. 138. and 127. Now, those ratings aren't really that impressive when you really think about it, considering, you know, you can put motors and certain flywheels and certain crushed cages in here to make way more than that. But, again, trying to be self-sufficient, right? So this blaster was originally orange, just an orange Stryfe, nothing really that crazy. Wasn't a modulus Stryfe, wasn't the underwater camo Stryfe, it wasn't any of the really cool ones. And I had it laying around, and this was probably done last year. And it's been sitting underneath my very nice display desk for a year now. Probably over that, because I did this in summer last year. So it's been a little while. But always room for improvement. I do want to get that top rail. And I'm going to print my own adapters for the side for rails. But it's fun. And who doesn't love really loud, obnoxious blasters? So other than that, I mean, this is just a really quick overview. We're not going to be splitting this guy open or anything, but kind of interesting. And I do love having something fun to always go ahead and mess around with. Now, the way that this battery door was done, it can only fit my 850. I like to use my 1300 milliamp 2S, but because of the way that everything sits in this battery door, it can be a little tight. So you have battery back here. Now, I could have cleared this whole section out because this cover goes this way more. You can actually see it right there. But I wanted to leave like enough space, and I knew that this battery should fit, and it does right there. And you can kind of like tuck the wires in and up, but then that kind of pinches wires. So the wires have to go forward on the connector, and then the battery goes there. So you can see it's a little tight, but it does work. All right, and there we are. That is the overview of the Stryfe build. No cool name for it. It's just it kind of just looks like Blue Stryfe, in all honesty, without the, you know, the different two-tone handle and everything. But that was kind of my goal, was to get it to look like a Blue Stryfe, but also keeping, you know, things that I like doing, which is painting, you know, certain things and printing certain things to match other things. And I really like these magwells, and I had this amazing sparkly black, which was really cool. So that's on these two pieces. But that's it. So thank you very much for watching, and I will go ahead and see you guys in a upcoming video. And like I always say, peace out, bros.